What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf rival curve shot blasters, the Flex and the Sideswipe. This is a group review covering both of these blasters because they're pretty similar. The whole gimmick with the curve shot blasters is to be able to control your hop up to make the dart swing right or low. So you can shoot around people and shoot around corners like a freaking ninja. How well does it work? Let's get into the review and find out. Included is the blaster, balls, and the instructions. Included is the blaster, detached priming handle, balls, and the instructions. External overview of both blasters, starting out with the Flex. Up front, there is no in-strike barrel lug. This is a rival blaster, but this muzzle is pretty unique because it has a controllable hop-up unit. The hop-up unit used in rival blasters applies downforce on the ball, which puts a little bit of backspin on the ball to extend the range by making it drift upward before falling. In the curve shot blasters, you're able to control the hop-up unit, so instead of curving straight up, it curves off to an angle or straight down, and you control that hop-up by twisting this nozzle very simply. So this is completely upright, and then this is a 45-degree left, 45-degree right, and completely upside down. This is a pretty cool feature and kind of a selling point of a curve shot blaster, but if you don't want to use it, you can just leave it upright and completely ignore that feature. And just as a pro tip, you can actually accomplish the same thing by turning the whole blaster with any rival blaster ever. But that is the muzzle. Moving down, we have some ball storage on both sides, 4 balls on each side, and this ball storage is pretty solid because once they're in there, they actually retain in there really, really well. But when you go to reload, you can grab it out very quickly. That's a balancing act between retention and retrievability. This blaster does it very well. And up top is the breech system. To have this open, you pull down on the priming handle, which is right here, which opens up the breech by sticking the barrel out. When the breech is open, you can load 1 ball like that, and then manually shut the breech just by pushing forward, and now you're ready to fire 1 time. I really appreciate that you don't have to manually open the breech and prime it. It opens automatically on the prime. So it's almost just as fast as shooting most single shot blasters. You do have to manually shut the breech, but it just takes a second. Above that are 2 little notches that I guess you can use as iron sights, and behind that is a sling or a lanyard mount right here. Down below is the trigger. This trigger pull feels pretty standard. Obviously, this blaster does not have slam fire. And in front of the trigger right here, we have a safety or a trigger lock. So in the up position, you cannot pull the trigger, then you lower it and you're hot. You can pull the trigger. Now down to the grip. This is a super beefy grip. It reminds me of the Apollo grip, which is super fat, nice and thick. As an adult with a fairly large hand, I appreciate it, but if you're smaller than 13, this might actually be too beefy for you. Rival is targeted at an older demographic, so it seems appropriate. But it doesn't feel like an emergency backup pistol like a Jolt. This is a big honking thick piece of plastic. But it's ergonomic, smooth, and fairly comfortable. And moving down to the priming handle, it's a T-style priming handle, but the T is going this way instead of like sideways, so the ergonomics actually feels a little bit weird. I don't really like priming this blaster. Granted, it is a very wide priming handle, so if they made it stick out the other way, it would be all wobbly on counters, and I think that's why they did it, so they could ship it in a smaller box. But the preference of angle is like a subjective personal opinion, so it's not like objectively better or worse. That is an external overview of the Flex. Now an external overview of the Sideswipe. The Sideswipe, also being a curve shot blaster, has a very similar front muzzle as the Flex. This is adjustable in the same way. It does look a little bit different, but the concept is the same. So right now, the hop up is going straight up. Now I have 45 degrees left, 45 degrees right, and completely upside down. And it has a nice confirming lock at that 45 and at all of the designated zones. Moving back, the Sideswipe has a built-in internal magazine right here. To get in there, you pull on this notch and lock it in the down position. Then you can slide your balls in like this. This blaster holds 12 balls. You shove them on in there. Once you're done loading, you unlock this and shut this little gate like that. This is an internal magazine, so it is not compatible with the Apollo mag or any other rival magazines. It's fixed in there. You can't take it out. The only way to reload it is to load by hand. And in case you are wondering, after you chamber around, you're able to unlock this magazine. It's no longer dependent on this tension here. So I have one in the chamber. I could be reloading and still fire immediately. Moving back, we have this interesting little cosmetic piece. Not sure what it's for, but it looks cool. And below that is the priming handle. I have it installed on the left-hand side. It has a relatively short stroke and it's pretty smooth. But the prime weight or the strength required is much harder than an Elite blaster. It's in line with other rival blasters on the market though. I have the handle installed on the left-hand side, but if you want to unscrew it and put it in on the right, you totally can. It's a screw design, not one of those snap and forget designs, so you can take it out very easily to switch it over. Below the priming handle on the left-hand side is the unjamming button. After you prime the blaster, you're not able to prime it again. Using this release allows you to override that lock to clear out some types of jams and malfunctions. However, I did not experience any jams or malfunctions firing this blaster. And below that is the safety or the trigger lock, which is present on the left and the right-hand side. In the down position, you cannot pull the trigger. You raise it and you're able to fire. Now down to the trigger. The trigger pull feels pretty standard. This blaster does not have slam fire. And now down to the grip. This is a very large, oversized grip. I'm a large, oversized human. human, so I really appreciate that. And it's so long that even if you have super thick, beefy fingers, you'll still be right at home on this grip. If you're super small and young, this blaster might not be the most comfortable for you, but Rival is targeted at an older demographic. And designs like this make that older demographic much more comfortable on the platform. So it's a very comfortable grip. I like it a lot. And moving back is the stock. This is a fixed in place stock. It's not adjustable or removable. It has a super weird design. It's super small, so it's even kind of uncomfortable to use as an actual shoulder stock, but I don't think it's intended to be used as a shoulder stock. It's just part of the cosmetics. This blaster just looks a little weird. I like it though. It looks like something out of Halo almost. That is an external overview of the Sideswipe and the Flex. Now I'll show you both of them firing. That is the regular firing. Now let's see if we can curve bullets, bro.
All right, shoot the target. From there.
You want me to shoot through Wilbur?
I want you to curve the bullet.
Just like the movie, we have a target in the rear that we are trying to shoot, and we have an obstacle in the front that we are trying to curve the ball around in order to strike the target. And as you can see, you can actually shoot around things and hit things behind targets. You can totally curve the balls, which is pretty cool. So operating both of these new curve shot blasters was pretty fun. Now, I'm not sure if curving a ball in an actual Nerf battle is going to be a war practical thing to do, but the blasters actually do as advertised. In my opinion, both of these blasters would be more fun as a gimmicky little toy like this if there was more spin on the ball. Now, the balls do drift, but they kind of just drift. They don't like snap over. I would like to see a little bit more action on the ball. Like, oh, is there just a little breeze in the room? I can't tell. So the curving action works. I would just personally like to see more action on it. But neither of these blasters jammed, malfunctioned, or had any mechanical issues at all. So overall firing, they do as advertised. And to compare these blasters to other Rival blasters up on the market, I put them both up on my chronograph. First, the Rival Flex, the small one. Shooting with the muzzle in the upright position, I achieved an average velocity of 85 feet per second. Shooting with the muzzle at a 45-degree angle, I achieved an average velocity of 71 feet per second. And with the muzzle upside down, or shooting with the hop-up upside down, I got an average velocity of 81 feet per second. Inconsistent velocity, which doesn't make sense because because it should not be affecting the power output, only the direction of the ball. But I don't know, these are my results, this is what I'm going to share. And next I chronographed the Sideswipe. Shooting with the muzzle upright, I achieved an average velocity of 91 feet per second. Shooting at a 45-degree angle, 87 feet per second. And shooting upside down, achieved an average velocity of 83 feet per second. The rival average right now is between 90 and 100 FPS, so they're both shooting a little bit slow. But considering they're both kind of gimmicky blasters with one particular selling feature, I guess that velocity is acceptable. So that is all of the objective information I can provide on these blasters. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, I think both of these blasters do as advertised. I did not experience any jams or malfunctions, and the firing performance is acceptable, even though it's a little low. So there are no objective reasons to avoid purchasing either one of these. Is it battle effective? No, not really, but neither is the Apollo, and in my opinion, no spring blaster in the rival series is battle effective against a Prometheus. So I don't think anybody should be buying these to participate in an actual Nerf war. But if you want to plink and have fun and shoot around corners, I think either of them could be pretty fun. If you try to holster it or use it as a primary, you're probably going to get wrecked. But if you're a target shooter or a plinker, I think you might have fun with either of them. So super gimmicky blasters, but hopefully I showed you everything you need to make an educated purchase decision. If you'd like to buy either one of these, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. That concludes this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.